Hello, and thank you for visiting Graphene Business Law. My name is Pam Matani, and I'm the founder and principal lawyer here at Graphene, a business law that caters primarily to business owners, small business owners, and entrepreneurs. We're able to provide business law services virtually and across all of Ontario. If you're new to our YouTube channel, feel free to click on the subscribe button down below, and of course, give this video a thumbs up and let us know your thoughts in the comments, anything that came to mind as you were watching this video. All thoughts are welcome. Now, as a business law firm, we see all sorts of things coming through our doors here at Graphene, and some of the most unfortunate, if you will, unfortunate mistakes we have to address are as a result of people entering into contracts based off of samples they found on the internet. And this kind of contract, this kind of copy and paste standard situation is referred to as boilerplate language. In this video, we're going to be discussing, some of the pros and cons of boilerplate language, and ultimately talking about why it's not the best thing for you. It's not the best thing to serve your interests. And, if boilerplate language is something you've used in the past and something you're worried about having used, or something you were considering to, use in the future, then keep watching this video. We're going to cover all of those topics and issues, and, there might even be a benefit or two in there. So let's go over it together and let's discuss. What does boilerplate even mean, first of all? What's the term? And I have it here in my notes. I'm just pulling it up because I thought it was a funny definition, or history background, if you will. I'm reading here. It says, in the 19th century, boilerplate referred to a plate of steel used as a template in the construction of steam boilers. So it was the super standard, piece of material to refer to like trite and unoriginal work, and kind of the copy and paste definition that we know about it today. Obviously first had to do with steam boilers, but the big picture, what's remained the same from back then and today, being that we're looking at this template situation. The legal profession began using boilerplate language, considering it came about in the 19th century, quite a bit after that, in the mid 1950s, they began to use boilerplate language. And actually, when they were first used, they were criticized. It was not a good thing. Now, boilerplate language has sort of become this beast in the modern world. I think if you Google, free contract template, this and that, you're going to find a lot of examples online. You're going to find enough examples that, believe you me, if there was any, if there was any, if those boilerplates were as strong as they are, there would not be a single reason for a lawyer to be in work today. Why? You got your free, perfect template off the internet. But it doesn't work like that. And I think it doesn't work like that. And that's why you've clicked on this video, because you want to learn more about what they are. And ultimately, as I mentioned, my professional conclusion is that boilerplate language is not a good thing. But I also expand in this video on what I mean by that, okay? Now, that's not to say that, there aren't some advantages to boilerplate, right? And it's the advantages that allowed that setup of contract to be picked up in the first place. And those advantages are the two biggest things we all care about in the business setting: time and money. The time it takes to copy and paste is not worth mentioning compared to the time it takes to draft even one clause from scratch. One clause. For myself as a lawyer and a professional who takes, her work very seriously and wants to provide the best to my clients, I'm going to be thinking about every word I use to benefit you and your interest the most, and to further your interest the most. Whereas with boilerplate, eyes closed, paste. Anybody can do it. It's not a lawyer-specific skill, okay? So at surface, we're looking at, benefits of saving time and money. And a funny pro I came across, because it's, we're gonna untangle these pros in a minute, is less room for error and more consistency. Now, boilerplates save time and money. Well, let's talk about that pro for a second, because no, they don't. Boilerplate language, I think I've mentioned multiple times now, is a copy and paste situation. It's not meant for you. It doesn't know your name. It doesn't know your last name. It doesn't know your business name. It doesn't know you. Boilerplate language is not meant to further your interests. It's not. It can't be. It doesn't know who you are. Boilerplate language is sort of some aggregate of language that's been used in contracts in the past. Somebody's copy and pasted, a few clauses and made a contract out of it. And, they're trying to pump that material out, whether for free, which, query as to how commendable a free piece of legal work will be. Or, at a very, very like $1.99, $2.99 just to unlock a website kind of cost. There are more expensive templates out there. There's templates for $50, for $150. There's $500 templates on the internet. Again, a template doesn't know you, it's like with clothing. If clothing, the one size fits all situation, chances are the average person may or may not fit in, a medium-sized top. But we're talking about, the extra smalls are going to fit, the smalls are going to fit, the largest, the extra largest, the 5XLs. Like it's such a narrow demographic that's going to end up saving time and money from this boilerplate language that it's really not a pro at all, because most of us won't benefit from it. I can't think of any, I'm a lawyer, first and foremost a business lawyer, but I also have my own businesses and my own undertakings. I can't think of a single thing I do outside of law where I would trust a boilerplate contract and where I would rely on one, because how could I? It doesn't know what I'm about, what interests I have. So that, pro of saving time and money isn't really a pro. Maybe it's a pro for like 1% of people that can blindly sign a contract. But look at what I'm saying. Do you want to blindly sign a contract? And the other pro I mentioned, and these were like pros I found online. And to be honest, I couldn't believe that they're listed as pros. But I guess something has to be put on the article. There's less room for error and more consistency. Now, more consistency sounds like a catchy thing. But if it's more consistency of bad, that's a bad thing, like if we're doing, just because we're hearing the word more and more consistent, like, if your neighbor is consistently loud and annoying and reeks and emanates disgusting fumes from their property, is that a good neighbor because they're consistent? No, like more consistency is not a benefit if you're in the wrong place for you. And that translates directly to a con. Boilerplates are not tailored for you. They're not tailored to that specific vendor you're working with, to the dates you're talking about, to the employee you have who might have special needs, that you need to accommodate, and how do you legally do that? They're not tailored to the service you provide. They're not tailored to your, jurisdiction necessarily, or to certain, applications and regulations that might pertain to your business and your undertaking. They're not looking out for your interests because they don't know who you are. And I can't say that enough. I've probably said it 10 times in the video, and one really dangerous thing of a boilerplate, there's so much that we've spoken about that's dangerous already, but to add to the pile, boilerplate language often favors only one party, because whoever's publishing this piece of work had to pick an angle, right? Like they had to pick, do I favor, the purchaser, the buyer, or the seller? Do I find a way to like favor them both, but then this ends up being a nothing? So if you're at a stage where, and I say this honestly and truthfully and with your best interest at heart, if you're at a stage in your business where something is happening and you want to take care of it, whether it's, a new employee that you want to take care of, a new service you're providing that you're proud of, a new thing you've created that on the intellectual property side you want to protect, a new lease you're entering into and you want to take care of your physical space and be safe and be comfortable. If you're on the brink of something, substantial happening to you, and you're looking online for like free works and this and that, you probably, need help. You probably really need to get out of that boilerplate world and call a lawyer. Graphene certainly can help you with all of the things we've talked about in this video. We're graphene business law businesses You know, I think I put it in my motto on my website, all business all the time. That's literally what we do. We can help, you know, and if for whatever reason you don't go with my firm, that's okay. Just get yourself some help. It's one of those situations where, you know, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of the cure. If you're signing a boilerplate, it's, you know, realistically not going to go far enough in protecting anybody, but also there's a huge chance that the person that's afforded some protections in that boilerplate is not you, because again, they don't know you exist. Okay. One argument I hear sometimes, even from lawyers, is, you know, well, you do all these custom things on top, but I still put the boilerplate at the bottom just to make sure, just, you know, it's this peace of mind. I mean, again, you know, having, you know, kind of a bad thing in every contract you've produced, you know, I get it. It's like a thing to resort to. You're not doing it with everything, and so it's become a safety thing. But you're doing a bad thing, you know, like doing a bad thing multiple times, although there's safety in that, and that's a whole other lifestyle video to film. It's not, you know, that shouldn't be a crush. That shouldn't be something that makes you feel good. I think one big picture benefit of boilerplate, you know, I'm not telling you, like, you know, cut your hands off before you research boilerplate language. Don't do that. I think one of the biggest benefits that can come out of looking up boilerplate language, if you're looking to implement some new contract of some sort, is for information purposes. So if you're, you know, a business owner that's so much into their business, and that's awesome, but you just don't know about the law, like you're not a lawyer, how would you? You know, open up these boilerplate templates and look at them, and you'll notice, you know, certain provisions do come up a lot, you know. And let me look at my notes here. I have some, you know, like arbitration provisions, cost provisions, timeline provisions, what happens in case of breach of contract, force majeure provisions, which we've covered in this channel, notice, you know, notice to end the relationship, warranties, assignments, injunctions, like these are provisions. They're not all there is, but these are headings that, you know, if it's your first time looking at these things, it's good for you to have exposure to 10 boilerplate agreements and notice what clauses come up the most, so that when you do go to a legal professional, you can say to them, hey, I'm not coming, you know, off the street with nothing anymore. I'm aware that these topics keep coming up. I gather from, you know, their frequency that these are important things to talk about, and I want to talk about them with you, lawyer, about a way that will both benefit my business. And then you and the lawyer will go through them, and you'll work through them in a way that can be actioned into benefiting your business. This isn't, you know, I don't mean to paint a picture of boilerplate as the devil. Like I mentioned, the best thing for me to come out of boilerplate is just like free content to refer to. But it wouldn't be something that I hang my hat on, and I encourage you not to do that either. Your business is special to you. You're special for having had the idea of your business. Take care of the more substantial matters of your business, and truly, you know, genuinely understand that shortcuts are often the longest way to go in business, okay? Some boilerplate provision you find for 99 cents online, or maybe even free, can end up costing tens of thousands of dollars to undo in real life. Because maybe you get lucky the first time, maybe you have a really unsophisticated party across the table the second time. But, you know, if you're doing enough business, which is your only way to grow, to keep doing more business and bigger deals, you're going to hit a wall at some point. And to hit that wall because you relied on a free piece of work from a stranger online, I wouldn't do it. Okay. So I'll leave this video there. You know, we talked about the history of what boilerplate even means. Basically template language, right? Copy and paste language. There are, you know, these articles online that'll tell you there's benefits to that. I'm not here to tell you what to think. I only tell myself what to think. But, you know, as far as these videos go, which don't constitute legal advice, but I'm trying to help and, you know, put awareness out there as to certain legal topics. You listen to this video because you were interested. and you make your own opinion now, you know, and you tell yourself what to think, and you know, take care of yourself. And if you decide to move forward with legal professionals, again, and you're in Ontario, Graphene Business Law, we're able to help you virtually, you know, at affordable prices, and work through and make sure that your business dream can be protected, not just for today, but in a way that aligns with your future growth. Thank you for watching.